Story Chat with John Fornoff, the art and passion of storytelling. Here's your host, Bryan Bullabush.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Story Chat, our little corner of the internet where we hope to inspire and encourage you guys on the art and passion of storytelling. John, I'm back.
Yay, I'm so glad you're back. We miss you, man.
It's been a hot second.
Oh, man. Well, technically I can do it without you, but it's not quite as fun. I just love your bright voice, and also you can hit buttons a lot better than I can. And it's quite obvious, as you and I have spent, the last 18 minutes trying to get okay, you're so patient with me. Trying to get, Oh, what?
I mean, you just summed up IT and tech support beautifully, just pressing buttons. That's all it is. You press buttons better than
I do not do that well at all. I recognize the talent. Yeah.
So yeah,
I often kid when we do a recording, like in London or Salami, when we're doing a recording studio, there's this whole big, it looks like it's like a steamship of knobs and buttons and dials that like Alan Hurley or Rob Jorgensen or Mark Drury has. And for me, they give me a little box with, count them, 2 buttons.
It's like they're playing an organ.
Yes. But guess what? I get them mixed up, the 2 buttons. It's a 1 button for talkback, 1 button for a cue light, and I get them mixed up. It's really sad. They give me 2 buttons. John, this is all we can trust you with. So anyway, I digress.
Hey, you're the one that you're the one that sets up our Zoom meetings, because that's what we're recording this on.
This is true. I can set up a Zoom meeting.
I know worse. I know a lot worse tech people.
Well, you know what, Brian? I can also email.
That is true.
Let me tell you, I can email too. I can send emails. I'm
email with the best of them.
Yes, there you go. Okay, so we digress, which we do a lot, but you're going to ask me something. I think you were.
Where are you sitting? Are you in your...
I'm sitting in a wonderful chair, and actually, what a great segue. Where am I sitting? Oh. Yes, that was brilliant. Brian, you're good at this. So we're going to talk about we would like to share with you, you're included with this, Brian, where do you write? And I am so blessed. God is blessed and blessed and blessed. And I want to show you my blessings. This is the blessings God gives me. And I hope this inspires you to find what is it that inspires you in your environment where you write, and how important that is. And I'm very, very inspired here. I'm going to show you what I've got, and I want to relate this to you as you're getting ready to write. So, are you ready to go? I'll give you a little tour. It's a short tour.
Go for it.
Okay, so here I am. I'm in my little place in Georgia. I got a little cottage. It's like 1 bedroom, 1 bath. It's a very little place, but it is beautiful. I'm so blessed. I've got 2.5 acres. I got a pond, and I got a sunroom. Okay, and it's like I'm so blessed. So I just got this, and I want to show you. I want to show it to you, okay? To our audio listeners, you just have to use your imagination. Brian, you can do a color commentary if you want to do that. Okay.
The Mind Palace.
Oh, yeah. Wow, there you go. Okay, so look behind me here.
Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, first of all, I'm so blessed here. Look, I got a sunroom here. See, I got a sunroom there. It looks like
that is a pond. That is a cute little pond over there. Yeah. Do you plan on doing any fishing over there?
I should.
Are you
right
a fisherman
now, I'm fishing for algae right now, but that's about it. But there are fish in there. It's speckled perch. So here's the environment here. I got this really cool chair. It's the most comfortable chair I've ever sat in. It's like I was at Office Depot sitting in it for like several hours before they said, "John, you gotta get up." It feels so good. It's a
sure. You need to go home.
Something. Yeah.
I got a buddy who's got one of those. Yeah,
really?
No, he really liked. It's not that specific one, but it is a Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh man, chair. So nice. So I can look over the windows, which is cool, which is so such a blessing. And then I've got this really cool desk and stuff. And also what helps is I've got one of these desks. I don't know if I can do this with my left hand. We're about to find out. Okay, where you can lift it up, where you can kind of go like that.
Oh, you've got a standing desk sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so I can
awesome.
stand up, and that way it's ergonomic. Ergonomics is really important when you're doing a lot of long writing here. So I do that. Got my speaker set up, which I'll refer to later. Here's my speaker right there.
Yeah.
And we got the microphone, which you usually use for story chat. Where is it? Right there. I don't know if you can see that.
Up the Yeti. Yep. It's the blue Yeti for anyone. Okay, yeah, that's a great microphone.
So it's just a blessing. And so while I'm writing, I went to Laura Ingalls Wilder's house and Little House on the Prairie lady, and she was she was a little lady who wrote about Little House on the Prairie too, but very tiny lady. But I remember seeing her desk. It's a tiny little desk, but you could look to the left, and there's this beautiful farm, like trees, and she had cows out there and stuff like that. It does something for you when you have an environment like that. So we're going to talk about what if you don't have an environment like that. We'll talk about that in just a second. But I just hope this will inspire you. Now, Brian, you haven't seen this yet. Well, you haven't seen that, but you're about to see something really cool. So for our audio listeners, it was a chair and a desk. What we just saw. Okay.
That's a fancy L chair and a fancy desk. So I got that backwards.
It's ergonomic and it feels good. Okay, so here we go. This just happened this week. I wanted to do this. I'm going to welcome you to my living adventure room. Okay.
Living adventure room. It's like the TARDIS or something. It's the imagination station.
Yes, exactly. So it's not just a living room, and it's an adventure, a living adventure room. So it's living an adventure, and I wanted to give it the feel like a 1940s, like it's Indiana Jones, his desk, and he just stepped out for a moment. He'll be right back. Okay. So I wanted to get a cool desk, 1940s feel, because I love the 40s. The 40s are something cool about that era. All right. So here we go. I got it right here, and you can see.
Oh wow.
That is my desk that I just got.
That is so cute.
It's what a blessing. So here's the, you can see it's got, this thing is really cool. It's got like little curves on it. And like here, it's got this, I just got this oyster lamp thing. They call it an oyster lamp.
Yeah.
And made by genuine glass oyster. And then I just got this phone from this lady. She says, I needed a 1940s telephone. She says, I got one. It was on our family. I grew up with this phone. Like she grew up in the 50s, but this is a 40s phone, and it's still. This is called a rotary phone, Brian. You don't know about these, but these are really cool.
Oh no, and you dial numbers. Used a rotary phone.
Oh come on, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is cool. And then I got a period. They're fun, and I got this chair.
They're great. There's just such tactility. Oh man, that is. So how old's the table? What? I think you said a year.
What year? The desk is circa 1942.
Oh wow!
And then this. So anyway, I got my thumb in there. So this is, and the crowning touch. You ready for this? This is kind of cool. I got this. I don't know if you can see it or not. Down here can you see that?
It's a clock. Fancy looking.
It's a clock. Too. Yeah, it's like a 1940s kind of clock. And I'm gonna put that. I'm having to do this upside down. I'm gonna put that right there on top of the desk. So it's cool. So it's just when I look at it, I just smile. In fact, I laugh. When I'm so blessed by God, I can't contain it. I just laugh. I'm just laughing all day. So anyway, it's like, what a blessing.
It tickles you.
Yeah. What happened last night was, I was thinking about getting a typewriter to put right in there, right? And just like a 1940s typewriter. But the problem, but it would block the look of it. So just for audio listeners, it's a desk and a chair. Anyway, where the typewriter would block it and block the look of it. But also, I want to actually write at this desk. I want just a museum piece. I put my laptop here last night, and all of a sudden, I wanted to write a 1940s mystery. You know, there's something. It just inspired it. You know.
Well, John, I'll add to this. I know for a fact you can go out and buy keyboards that are like full push down button keyboards for your laptop.
Are you serious? That's cool.
And you can plug it up, and it's got that tactility of an old typewriter because people just love that feel. And just chunk. And if you set your laptop on top or a monitor up top, or if you don't want to break the look, I also know that they've got certain screens that when they're off, they look like paintings.
Oh, wow. Oh, yes.
So it'll just not take away from it. And so it won't take away from the aesthetic. So you could have that 40s picture up there, and then when you use it as a computer. So
I think that's brilliant. So
I'll see if I can find one of those for you.
Oh man, that's so cool. So as you're writing, as you want to write, it's important to inspire yourself. So let's say you don't have a nice chair, a nice desk. I mean, go for it. But and you can find things used. I mean, I got that stuff used, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But another thing you could do is you can put up posters, like movie posters, or you can put up screens of paintings. You can put up paintings around you, so you can change your environment just by putting up some paintings or photos or whatever. That'll inspire you.
Okay,
go ahead.
Go for it. Then I got a question.
No, go for a question. And I'm gonna talk about audio.
No, you go with that first, and then I'll ask my question. Sorry.
Okay, cool. So another thing you can do to change your environment or to inspire yourself is it is really awkward. I'm using my left hand, looking backwards and trying to shoot this way. But we can do it. Okay. This is my Pandora account. And so Bob Liparillo, who we've had on the show, he inspired me to listen to soundtracks, movie soundtracks. Well, so when you're listening to a movie soundtrack, like anything you write sounds epic, like Hans Zimmer or John Williams or just one of who else? Thomas Newman. It's like you're writing this, like you're writing something like
yes.
And she closed the door, and when you have the epic music, you're like, oh, she closed the door. You hear the music soar, and it's like, yes, she closed the door. It just sounds amazing, but it draws the writer out of you. So you can change. So I've got different things here. I've got Weird Al, which I do for comedy or whatever. I love
Weird Al.
Oh man, he's great. Get some jazz.
So here's some practical things.
Yeah,
you're Weird Al. When you're writing comedy, what do you actively use that Weird Al station for?
Everyone I just listen to it now and then. Just kind of inspires me. It's so fun, and I get some other things on there. When I'm writing epic stuff, I've got it's my Clear and Present Danger station, but it has all kinds of epic movies.
So like Jonathan Park, when you're writing Jonathan Park, what do you listen to?
Clear and Present Danger. On that one, I've got, it's not just Clear and Present Danger, it's a bunch of movie soundtracks that I just thumbs up, and it just really inspires. And there's one called David Talk, if you want to, like, I listen to that one when I want something quiet, something romantic, something that pulls the heartstrings kind of thing. So anyway, so you can change your audio environment as well as your visual environment, and that can inspire you for your writing. So, and I got to show you this. See behind me? See, I got
the fans
up there.
Yes,
beautiful. You should always bring your fans with you. Your fans are always behind you. So sorry,
John, I'm right here.
Terrible. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. That's all the blessings I got.
Well,
and just
here's a question. You've touched on it a little bit, and it's to sound like a toddler. Why? Why is an environment that important to a writer?
That's a wonderful question. It's like, you can write in a concrete room with the bare light bulb. That has a whole different feel to it. But you know what? Treat yourself kindly. There's a verse in the Bible that says, love your neighbor as yourself. I've never heard a sermon on this, but you should love yourself. I mean, now that sounds really heretical. It's not love yourself above everybody else. That's being an idol. Okay. You don't love yourself above everybody or above God. No, but you love others as yourself, and just taking care of yourself is taking care of who God made you to be. And part of that is give yourself an environment where it's comfortable, where it feels good, especially if you're writing for long periods of time. You want something that feels ergonomic. It's well suited for you. You're not going to get a crick in your neck, because if you get a crick in your neck or you get a crick in your back, you're not going to want to write, So make it comfortable, make it enjoyable. I mean, writing is a joy anyway, but when you surround you don't want any impediments to your writing. You want to just flow as fast as you can and just enjoy it. And it just inspires. It's another spark of inspiration. So great question.
Now, what's the most comfortable place you've ever written? One that really got you going, or
I think it's this one right here.
Hey, there you go.
I just got it. Oh man, I tell you, I still smile. I'm just so grateful to God. It's a little place, but it's a blessed place. But I just get blessed just cleaning it. I just taking the broom and sweeping the floor or vacuuming or dusting. I'm just like, I feel like a Disney princess. No, I don't. I'm just
does your computer talk to you and sing along with you?
Oh, that's true. Yes, and all the cockroaches are singing with me. It's just wonderful. but no, I don't have any cockroaches, which is wonderful. But anyway, I digress. It's just it's a way of saying thank you to God, because He has blessed me, with a wonderful place to write.
Contrary to that, what's the worst place you've ever written that you sat down, you started writing, you went, oh, this is not going to work, but I've got to stay here for the next 20 minutes because I'm on a deadline?
Yeah, probably. This is going to sound awful, because it was the most wonderful job. Right now, I've got the most wonderful job as far as it's my career, but the most wonderful job as far as I'm on salary working for somebody was working with Adventures in Odyssey. I just loved working with Adventures in Odyssey. It's wonderful. But there was a time I was in a gray cubicle with no windows.
Oh.
And you know what? That could be like, it's not inspiring. So what you got to do, so that was probably, it was ergonomic, but it was just kind of like, okay. There's one other place. I think the walls.
Did you write any memorable? Did you write any
yes, I wrote
episodes in there?
Episodes I wrote a whole bunch of good episodes. Well, hopefully good episodes. I enjoyed them anyway. But what you do there is just put posters up, put paintings, or put up something like that. Another place was I was working in Mobile, Alabama, and that was probably the worst. Fluorescent lights and concrete walls that were painted either slightly green or slightly yellow. I can't remember, or gray.
When you can't tell the difference between those two, that's not a good wall.
I blocked it out of my memory.
Yeah.
But I get to write some good stuff there. But when you get into your writing, really the environment fades around you. It's just like when you're really into it. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember I would write very intensely in Adventures in Odyssey, and you're into it. You're in the zone, right?
Yeah,
and I was writing about Connie and Whit and Eugene and Wooten and all these guys, and you're hearing the voices. You're just writing. It's very intense. You're there, and invariably, Kathy Buchanan and Lissa Johnson, oh my, they would sneak into my cubicle behind me, and they did this more than once. I have evidence on the ceiling. I'll explain in just a second. But anyway, so Kathy was, I think, on my left here. I can't remember. And Lissa would pull up right beside me, and just very sneaking. And then they go, "Wah!" like that, just a noise. They go 3, 2, 1. And there is a hole in the ceiling where I just
John, I didn't know you could jump that high. Nice.
They said I screamed like a girl, but I screamed like a man, Brian. I did. I screamed like a man.
John, I believe you.
Yeah, well, maybe a little higher. But,
just there you go. That's a little higher.
But anyway, when you really get into writing, the everything fades around you anyway. But anyway, I hope this is inspiring to you. I just want to share the blessings and also inspire you. Just like look at your environment.
Yeah, well, you talk about getting into your writing, because I can definitely identify with that. As a lot of people, they get involved with their world. They're in it. They're walking in the trees. They're walking the streets of wherever they are. They see the characters in front of them. I know some people like that. Other styles abound. What happens when you can't get there? What do you do?
When you can't get, what do you mean? You can't get to
in that zone of, I can't see the characters. I just, it's not writer's block, because you know what you're doing. It's just not getting in the zone.
Oh, that's a wonderful question. I love it.
What generally do you do for that?
Well, generally, if you're bored, your audience is going to be bored. That's a little warning there. But here's a diagnostic I've found that really helps me. So if you're feeling like stuck, you're never stuck. You're just growing in ways you don't recognize yet. Just throwing that out there. So don't worry about you're not stuck. It's a new way of growing. But going back to, if you feel like I'm just not getting into this, go back to your compelling must. Okay, a couple of things. Go back to your compelling must. What does your character want more than anything else? Willing to bet the farm on. Make sure that's a really compelling must, and up the stakes. Make it like it's life and death. Okay, that will interest you. Okay, so let's try that. Try your compelling must. That will get you going in your story. But let's say, let's try another thing too. Try that, number one. And the other thing is, go back to your first love. Why did you want to do the story in the first place? Go back to that passion. Write out of that passion. What scene did you think of? What character did you think of? And write that scene. Pat Roy showed me on Story Chat. I learned from Story Chat too. Okay. And I learned from Pat Roy.
It was a great episode with Pat Roy. If you guys want to go back, it's labeled. It was a wonderful episode. That was that story. That was at Sonicon, right? Yep.
That was a Sonicon, right? Which Sonicon's coming up again this year. But Pat Roy, creator of Jonathan Park, and he said, if you're having trouble getting into scene one, just go to the scene you love. It's like, you don't have to do it in order. It's like, oh, wow. I always thought, you have to start with season one, then, with, scene one and then scene two. Just start with the one you really love. So that's another one that'll help you get out of that little rut you have. Just go to the scene you really fell in love with, or that character. Just start writing from there. So hope that helps. A few tips.
Now, I'm going to be a little bit obstinate here. Is what if you know all that? You know all that in your head. You're down. This is a story that you have been passionate in the past. It's just today. It's just not clicking. It's just not there.
Okay.
You're either hungry, you have a headache, or it's just not clicking.
Okay. A couple things. Walk away, and then just write down before you walk away. Write down what you want to solve. Something you want to think about. Okay. If I was in the mood, I would want to solve this problem. Write it down and then walk away. You can walk away and take if you're on a deadline, just take a walk, take a drive, go somewhere else. Don't think about it. Force yourself not to think about it. Okay. And that's one thing you can do. If you have time, you can actually take a day off or even a week and just walk away from it. And that'll give you a new perspective on things. Maybe you're not supposed to write this, and you don't want to wasted time working on it. Sometimes you push through and you achieve your goals. Sometimes you need a new goal, and pray. God will show you. You don't want to be spinning your wheels, the kind of thing. But so there's two things: walk away, write down what you want to do, walk away temporarily, take a 20-minute walk, 30-minute, whatever it is, or an hour, whatever it is. Just take a short amount of time, or it could be just, hey, I need to walk away. I need to let me take a day off, or just take a week off, and then come back to it. Yeah, and maybe you need to let it go. It's just not the time.
And honestly, for me, that's something encouraging, because you don't hear a lot of professionals say, hey, if you're stuck, you can't do it, keep soldiering on. You can do it. Make it through. But sometimes it's just encouraging to hear somebody who's been in those trenches for so long to walking away and accepting defeat on that particular day. That's fine. That's acceptable.
It's okay.
It's not failure.
Yeah.
It's just got to clear out that head.
Yeah. And a lot of writers, they'll keep several in the drawer. Like they'll start on something and just for whatever reason, they just hit a point where, you know what, I just got to put it away. And they might come to it years later. That happens as well. So yeah, hope that helps. Love your obstinate questions, man.
It's like, that's what they pay me the big bucks to be here on.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Brian, I'm going to double your pay next week. I think
thank you. I appreciate it.
If you only know what we go through. Yeah.
Now, okay. Now here's another question. Talking about locations, is you're on the road. You're in Lynchburg for Sonicon. You're in Mobile or Orlando for a shoot, or LA, and you don't have your cozy little nook. Where are your go-to locations for writing when you have to write while on the road?
Ideally for me, a quiet place where I can just alone where it is. And then what I'll do is I'll surround myself. I'll make the environment with my audio environment. I'll put music on, kind of stuff. And then I'll just ignore where I am as far as the environment. Kathy, one of my very favorite writers, Kathy likes to be around people. She's like a coffee shop. That's her favorite thing to do. So you'll find your vibe. You'll find what gets it going. If it's a coffee shop, then I would go to a local coffee shop wherever I am. And I've done that too. Yeah. But generally I like a quiet place. And if it's just,
do you stay at the hotel or the Airbnb or wherever you're
I can, but I guess I go more Kathy when I'm out, because sometimes where you're staying at some place and it's just too hot, or it's someplace I was renting a place and it just was unbearably hot in the summer. Oh man, and it's like, and they like to have the windows pulled down where it's dark, like dark and hot. I think is the worst. And that's probably my yeah. It just like I got to get out of here. So I went to a coffee shop. So yeah.
There you go.
Oh, by the way, I'm running out of battery, so just kind of let you know. So if I go away,
Oh, okay.
I'm not being rude. Okay.
Anyway,
okay. But yeah, great questions, man. Great questions. Miss working with you. So it's been good. I hope this inspires. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because that environment, because I know I'm a naturally messy person. It looks clean behind me. You're not looking that way. Well, in fairness, we had to move when we moved out here to Georgia. We moved a townhouse into a much smaller apartment. We're still going through things and trying to organize. So and I'm not a natural, because I have ADHD, and sometimes I flat out don't see the mess, because that's just the way my brain is wired. So,
and see, you got to do what fits your environment. For me, I could not stand a cluttered environment. That's just like, maybe I'm a little OCD on that one. I don't know. Oh, by the way, somebody was saying they're had OCD and they're dyslexic. I said, oh, you've got ODC. Anyway, okay, move on.
No, it's CDO.
Oh, CDO. That's what it's okay.
It's CDO right. Because the letter is in order.
I should have got the letters right.
Should be.
I should have got the letters right. That was a good joke.
Yeah, no, anyway, it was. Yeah. Sorry if we triggered any OCD people.
Thank you.
We love you guys.
And I do have that. I do have that tendency, I guess. But yeah, thank you for helping with my joke. That was really helpful. That really did happen. That really did happen. It was a real life joke situation. Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it really did happen.
Huh.
Yeah. So you're helping me with my delivery and my timing and my letters. So thank you. But well, great. Well, I think that's it. Was there any other obstinate questions you have?
Not that I can think of. Yeah, but
okay, cool.
It's just that whole fun. Environment of just sitting your butt down in a place that you're.
We can't say that word here. I'm sorry, Chad. Can we say that?
Sit in your
posterior.
We'll go with that. Yeah, you're much better with words than I am.
Yes.
Just sitting down and in a place you're comfortable and that your brain can free float.
For all of posterity. No, I think that's a different word. But anyway, okay, yes, you're right. Exactly. For all of posterior. Okay. Well, I hope it inspires you. And I guess we'll say goodbye for now, but just wanted to hope that it's a little fun show. Oh, by the way, this was a fun show. We got some amazing fun things happening. I can't wait to show you. Happening in Little Quitman, Georgia. Something just happened today. I'm doing a little teaser. I used to work in news. I was a vegetable reporter at one time. But anyway, I work in news, and you always tease the next segment, right? And so I guess it's a natural tendency I have now. So, but we've got a really amazing thing happening. It just happened today, and I'll share that next week on Story Chat. It's about something that could be historic. It could touch the world from Quitman, Georgia. And it has to do with a bank and a recording studio. And not a bank. Well, anyway, I'm getting into it, but it just happened today, and I would like to take you there. I'll take you there and show you what's about to be birthed in Quitman. They're launching a whole movie studio, TV, soundstage, audio drama production. They're launching all this within the year, so it's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, so glad to be here. So blessed. I've been blessed.
Yeah, so, we done
very
been
grateful.
Blessed. John.
Yeah, I'm just so blessed. We got through a lot of dark stuff to get here, but I'm just enjoying where things are right now. I feel I'm flourishing, and just what a blessing. God's so good.
I really liked what you said earlier. It's when you don't understand what's going on, you're learning. Just maybe not in the ways that you are, but you are leaving that up to the Lord.
You inspire me. I'm going to leave with this quote. I got to spend. Oh, that's another thing we're looking forward to. I'd love to have Phil Lawler on the show. I talked with him last week at Lamplighter. We were teaching. Awesome. And Phil's just a great guy. He shared something with me. I'll share with you that points to what you're just saying. If you find yourself in a really tough situation, and you're just like, oh man, this is really tough. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. I've been there, like where it's like, oh, it looks like a mountain. There's no way. I mean, it's got to take a miracle, and that's happened to me. Phil was sharing with me, he had a professor friend that was his fellow professor, he had his professor friend, had another professor friend, went through a really, really toxic, tough divorce. And the guy was just ready to chuck it all. He was just feeling awful. And Phil's friend looked to him, he said, "Oh, you're in act 2. You're just in act 2. It's like, oh, when you think about story, you start with the great beginning. Sometimes we're just in act 2, and that's the messy middle. And act 3 is coming up. You're just in act 2. That just gives you perspective. It kind of zooms you out and just to see, you know what? I'm just in act 2. I just need to hang in there. Keep. Oh, this is like a character, right, in a story. And by the way, Phil says you are story. But he says, so what do you do? What do you do in a story like that? If you're in the middle of act 1 in your life, focus on your goal. What is your compelling must? What must you do? Go back to that first love. What do you want to do more than anything else? Focus on that. And as believers, we focus on God first. What does he want us to do? And there's a compelling must he gives us. So if you're stuck in your story, go back to your compelling must. What is your compelling must? And that will help you through your act 2.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Story Chat. If you want to hear more, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. If you have any questions for John or feedback on the show, please email us at storychatwithjohn@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.